Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Miss Catalina. Okay, so this is the final part of my dyslexia story. So I've got part 1, part 2. Part 3 is the conclusion. So this is really the most important part for me to share. So as I said in my first video, how it's really important for organizations, schools, I think anything to do with education and training, it's important for them to implement something that is going to accommodate those with a learning disorder, such as dyslexia. Because sometimes I notice that a lot of people I've known have dyslexia but are very, very, very closet about it. Like I was. I would think, because I don't have education background or training background, but I know that as a student, as an employee, that when sometimes they have said that we're all on learning levels and all that kind of stuff, sometimes it kind of leads to outing someone. And when I say outing, I use that term because it feels like it's going that way. And you make someone feel really embarrassed and uncomfortable. So you push them back into the denial thing that, oh, I know I don't have dyslexia, kind of thing. So it's important that when people are thinking of accommodating for people with learning disorders, is that you think about that. Best way is having a discussion, a planning of how you can be more inclusive in the training, how it can, because the way you're going to teach those with a learning disorder is it's going to benefit everyone anyways. I mean, for me, going to do any work training or whatever training, it is kind of like going to school. So you've got to teach, even though they are adults, you still have to teach them that this is a non-judgmental, safe space for everyone to learn. I think that's really important to make that very clear and all through the training. So those who kind of have a learning disorder will feel safe and free to be open about it and embrace it and know that it is a beautiful thing. It is, dyslexia has some amazing, wonderful qualities, but everyone's different. And so so not making it all about this one person, but just being fair that everybody's going to be treated the same, which is really important. Now, the important thing that I wanted to say is that I know I posted that little video, this dyslexia video. I haven't put it in this one, I put it in the other two, because that video is more of a connection. Like, it's for those who have dyslexia and able to connect, to say, oh, that's me, and to know that it's okay. It's not a kind of a video, educational video, as to say, this is what dyslexia people are like or look like. Everybody's dyslexia is actually really different. So some are more advanced, some are, more medium, some are quite severe. So everyone's dyslexia is completely different. I just don't want people to think, oh my goodness, because there are people who don't have dyslexia who also has some of those symptoms, and maybe only one of them, and then people are going to assume that person has dyslexia. Also, just because we have some of those symptoms, some jobs will say that you need to be well organized and all this other stuff, and you may not, as someone who has dyslexia, may not tick those boxes, and I'm one of them. There's half of the things on all these jobs, I don't tick those boxes, but I know that I can just say, look, I am well organized, I have attention to detail, because you know what, the truth is, when you're in the job, any of that even matters. I mean, a little bit here and there, But I've done so many jobs where, you know, it was all about pay attention to detail, it must be well organized, all that other stuff that typically people who have dyslexia have struggles with or have difficulties with. Yeah, I did have difficulties, but I got through and I learned and I pushed myself and I did it, you know. So I just don't want people to think that just because I don't have a really good attention to detail doesn't mean I can't do the job. I can. I'll learn it on the job. Not everybody has. And so most people who don't even have dyslexia will say they've got great attention to details when actually they don't. And this is what I mean about the training process. Sometimes when I'm in a job, the way I actually, most of the time that I've actually been able to actually do the job, because I've had to ask quite a few times about the same thing. And that actually helps, because sometimes if I ask 3 or 4 times, at least I get the job done. I think that's more important. It doesn't just benefit me, it benefits everybody else. If you make people feel comfortable in asking questions so they can do the job properly. And that's the thing where I'm talking about in training, like making people feel comfortable to come and ask a question, even if it's the same question 4 or 5 times. So you need someone, I guess the manager, you know, whoever's in charge, to learn how to deal with that. And if you don't have anybody that's a team leader or a manager that's patient, then yeah, it makes it really difficult for just anybody really to do the job. I think out of everybody, the team leader and the trainer, they need to have patience. Their skills, their number one skill should be patience and empathy and understanding. Yeah, because they're the ones that people are coming to ask for help in order for them to do the job properly. So that's what really worked for me and enabled me to get through. But you know, in the jobs that I've had different managers, so it has been up and down. But I got through. So that's it, everyone. That is my conclusion video. So remember, creating a safe space and a safe environment that's inclusive for people with learning disorder, having patience, what else? And be understanding, and not to out anyone that has a learning disorder, because you just put them back in the closet. Yeah, those are the most important things that I wanted to leave with you all, and say thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully that if you've got people like friends or people you know that you assume or think or that know that they've got a learning disorder, just be patient and understanding. Thank you, everyone. Bye.